Da, 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 da. Ok. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Violeta. Hola. Aloha. Hi. My name is Violet. I'm practicing practicar mi español. Don't come at me. We're all learning here. And this is a goofy, silly chat because I'm a goofy, silly person. Soy una burbuja. I'm a bubble. And yes, I mean, it's a part of me for real forever. Apparently soy means like, soy mujer. I'm a woman. I'm also a bubble. Burbuja. Anyway, bubble. Full circle. Full circle bubble. This is going to be called full circle, which means bubble. I have been traveling for 6 months. This is pretty much officially my 6th month. I have been in 2 places, so I haven't really been dinking around. I got a lot of baggage. I love clothes, sustainable clothes, fashion, supporting artists. So therefore I have a very large suitcase which limits, thankfully, where I can go. And I say that because I've been really immersing myself in these 2 places. Well, I just landed in Costa Rica 2 weeks ago, and we are living the Pura Vida lifestyle. And I just came from Kauai, which was such a magical, beautiful place. And we're gonna talk about how we do this, and really it's just, I'm gonna tell you the story, and if you want to hear it, you can hear it. So, it all started, full circle moment, with a volcano and a dream. Dum, dum, dum. Anyway, about 8-9 months ago, I was going through a breakup, and I was, for the past 2 years or so before that, I was really feeling this like restlessness. I was living with my partner. I was very happy cooking and decorating and living a slow and meaningful life, but I was still working in restaurants, and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but it didn't really resonate with me. I started my own business, which was an herbal medicines business, and the plants really were taking care of me at this time. And in 2020, fast forward, I went through a large spiritual awakening, quote unquote, because I started meditating, and I realized how the world is all energy. And I say that in the sense that it was like very much like, oh, this is reality. It was very science-based. I was studying to become a doctor in university at the University of Colorado Boulder. And then COVID happened and everything was online. I started meditating and I became like super obsessed with meditation. At this time, I liked my roommate, and he had showed me a meditation app, and so I got into meditation as a lover girl motive, and it turned into my love, actually, was meditation after this. And I was meditating 3-4 hours a day. I was seeing like quantum physics. I thought I was maybe going crazy. To other people, I think I was going crazy, but my whole reality shifted nonetheless. Fast forward, I have a really amazing relationship and learning and curve, and we both had dived into the world of entrepreneurship, and there was a lot of growth, and I'm really thankful for that period of my life. But also things started to shake up for me about 4 years after my really intense journey with meditation and consciousness, and I decided not to become a doctor. I studied neuroscience instead, and also anthropology. Those were anthropology classes and the study of culture and shamans and shamanic healing and natural ways of healing. blew my mind because I grew up with family in the healthcare industry, and I wanted to help people, and I thought maybe if I could bring my spark or a new lens on things somehow that it would work. But the healthcare industry, especially in America, is ridiculous, as we know. And I really feel like it's designed to keep you suppressed and sick, and you don't know how to heal yourself. And yes, there are benefits, as everyone says, to Western medicine, and I am so grateful for all the people that have chosen to be in that field, and I have a lot of respect for those people. But it wasn't my life. And I'm also a very creative person, so the plant medicines and being in nature was so important to me because I felt so much better when I was in nature. And then when I was learning about these other ways of healing, my whole mind was like so set on naturally healing everyone. So I started my business, and it was really fun, and it was semi-successful. It was on the trajectory, but it wasn't, there was still some resistance in my life at that point. I was meant to start that business. I was meant to start learning how to share myself, and I'm a really visual, beautiful, loving person. I love beauty, and plants are beautiful, and nature is beautiful, and filming the videos was beautiful, and I had so much fun being creative, especially coming from a really STEM background. But the universe said, as my life events played out, that wasn't the path for me to fully fledge that out. But I got to learn what it was like to be an artisan and a creative and start a business from scratch, and see how also my creations helped people, which was like one of the most beautiful things to receive. How, my skin oil helped heal sunburn, and how someone who was struggling with autoimmune disorder, how that herbal recipe that I gave them provided so much comfort and helped with inflammation and all of these things. And regardless, it wasn't working. I didn't blow up. I didn't make a ton of money. I spent more money on buying more herbs for myself to experiment with potion making than I made, which is great. But there was an adjustment that needed to happen. Fast forward again, I went to Thailand with my boyfriend at the time, and my world also opened so much at that point too. Traveling was beautiful. I got to connect with specifically like people who were in ecotourism. We stayed on a farm in Chiang Rai. Nancy, which I can try and link her homestay in the comments, she provided a beautiful experience, taught us about the farm, taught us about the dragon fruit. We made, I can't remember, katong? I don't know. This was a while ago. We made for New Year, little boats. Then you send your wishes, and it's with banana leaves and flowers, and you decorate it, send it into the water. And I just loved it. I was like, this is so beautiful. Also, Thailand is a gorgeous, gorgeous country with the most beautiful people in the world, very welcoming people. And that was my first trip out of the country. And then I came back to the US, I came back to Colorado, and I was feeling so stuck after that. My business, I wasn't really sure where it was going, but I started doing, online women's circles and channelings and using more of these gifts that awakened with me when I was in my spiritual awakening. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm meant to, channel for people and use my voice. I knew that I had to use my voice, and I knew that I had to share things, but I wasn't sure exactly why there was still resistance. I didn't know if it was like I wasn't healed enough, I wasn't in enough self-love, if there was something I wasn't getting, what's not clicking, as my friend Grace would say. So what's not clicking? And then I was really tying this lack of momentum with a wound, a cultural narrative, a perspective around that you have to just really work really hard, which is a very worker-oriented, capitalistic, patriarchal, all those things that are like words that I don't really want to put a lot of weight into, because I'll talk about this book, but we don't need to put a lot of weight into those. But also, there are a lot of things that confuse us and confuse our perspective, and we attribute we conflate things. Like, we are walking a path, we each have our purpose, and our purpose is to live in happiness, it's to live in joy, it's to live in harmony, and we conflate so many things. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I think I'm steering off a little bit, but I thought that I had to like heal myself more, and I still struggle with this sometimes. Then everything would come in order, but then the journey is the dream, the journey got in eternity. And I was going through this resistance. I was in the middle of a breakup, and I started having dreams about volcanoes. And they were just like these intense dreams of volcanic eruptions and lava spewing everywhere, but it was so beautiful. It was like the most beautiful thing in the world. And a lot of these dreams were in tropical settings, and I was like running, or I was like alone in the woods, and then I found a group of people and I created like a team. We created a team, and then we went off and we lived a very original kind of life, a very simple life, a very connected life. And those were my dreams. And then one day I was like, you know what? I think maybe I should move to Hawaii. And there's also a lot of dissension around that topic as well. But I had a very, very big calling to go. And as soon as I had that thought, or like I was starting to really make that decision, I'm going on a walk one day, and I'm crying, and I'm just like so grief-stricken and confused. And this old man is running, and he goes, "Aloha, Pele goddess from Hawaii is saying hello," or something like that. And I was like, first of all, I have never heard anyone in Colorado say aloha. And second of all, wow, okay, so I'm gonna go. And at this time, I had a very synchronistic friend named Rose, who you will hear about. And we worked together at the Hotel Boulderado, which is a historic hotel in Boulder. And she had known that I was going through this breakup, and we had both gone to Thailand at separate times. We had trained Muay Thai. We both had our own businesses. She has beautiful necklaces that she made, or not necklaces, mostly earrings that she made. Very talented artisan beadwork. And we had worked on collaborations when I was doing my herbal stuff. And she was like, "Do you want to go to Thailand and train Muay Thai?" And I was like, "No. But I am going to go to Hawaii, and I'm going to stay on a farm, and I'm going to tend to the land, because all I know that I need is to go to Hawaii with Volcano and talk to this Pele goddess, and also I need to be with the land." And that's all I knew. I really was craving the land would heal me, and being in a beautiful place also healed me. So then Rose said, "Oh, I'm coming with you." And we started interviewing farms on Woof, which is a great way to travel, to give back to the land while you're traveling, sustainable traveling. We went for a 3-month commitment at Aloha Ola Farms, which was such a beautiful experience. We get to Hawaii, and actually right before Hawaii, we also had this very synchronistic moment where we were talking about our dreams and what we envisioned, and a very clear vision of what we wanted to create. And we wanted to create a community of artisans, of women, to get together and just really lift each other up. We all have these dreams, and specifically Rose and I had this vision that we really tried to create, but it was too big for either one of us to hold separately. And so when we got together, we created a plan, and it turned into a magazine that we created while we were on Kauai. So we get to Kauai, we're falling absolutely in love with this most beautiful place on earth, and we're going to the beach and we're going to waterfalls, and we meet the best people. She ends up meeting her boyfriend, and he really just like treats us so right. He heals probably both of us, but I'm not going to speak for her. He heals a lot within me of like a masculine showing up in really authentic love and giving and supporting, and taking us on magical journeys, and we did fire spinning, and really my goal at this time was to just say yes. Like that was it. I wanted to say yes to life, and I wanted to follow the signs and the synchronicities from the universe, and that's exactly what I did, and that's what she did too. And we fell in love. She fell in love, I fell in love, and we fell in love with creating this magazine. And at the time, we created the Embodied Collective magazine, which is this first one. This is our first one. Hopefully you can see it if the camera focuses, but if not, you can find it online at Embodied the Collective on Instagram, or on Substack is where you have access to the full magazines. We have 4 that we created on our time in Kauai. And we also had a beautiful stay with 7 people that lived in total on the volunteers on this farm, and we became a family, and we triggered each other, and we healed together, and we had fun together, and we laughed and we played, and we were together 24/7 pretty much. We worked together, and you really got to see just so intimately how we all connected and how we all affected each other, and it was really, really, really beautiful and very interesting. I highly recommend like being with people in community, especially people that it's random, but also nothing is random. So it's like I really do think that every single person was matched to either trigger us and heal us and